part of that is something that they dropped this morning, which is something called Dev Talk, which they just dropped on Twitter and Instagram that I came across this morning, and I thought it's a good thing to check out, because I think the good things they're doing, they're actually doing a straight up Q&A with this Dev Talk and clarifying some information about Black Ops 7, which I think is a good thing. It's specifically about Black Ops 7 movement system, which has been under a lot of fire from people after they've seen the trailer, especially with, the whole jetpack jumping and wall running and all that crap. People were never really a fan of that with COD when they backtracked years ago, and it seemed like they're back again, so people are kind of hating on that, rightfully so. So this is a 2-minute video they basically put out clarifying some of that questions people have been asking. So let's check that out.
Hey everyone, Masterons here, Design Director at Treyarch, and today I'm going to answer some of your questions about movement and Black Ops 7 multiplayer. Okay, what was the overall philosophy for movement in Black Ops 7? So I'd say the overall design philosophy for our core movement in Black Ops 7 was to pull back a little bit based off of where we introduced Omni movement last year. Also, we've removed tac sprint by default. With that, we've increased our base movement speed, but you can take a perk if you still want to tac sprint. So that's kind of the philosophy, is pulling back a little bit, so not everybody's quite as aggro. But if you want to play that way, we've got opportunities through our perk system. We saw some big...
So essentially they're saying they're pulling back a little bit and making the tactical movement a perk that you'll have to equip in order to do so, rather than just part of the basic movement system. I think that is a step in the right direction, but I'm not so sure if that will stop it from happening a lot to the point that it affects the gameplay, which I'm not so sure of. Because at the end of the day, if it's going to be making a significant improvement or giving a significant advantage to the player over the other perks in terms of gameplay and, combat, everyone's going to be picking that perk. No one's going to be not doing that. Everyone's going to be picking that perk, and everyone's going to be doing that if that's the only way to get an advantage of the other player, right? So I don't know how they actually balancing that. The fact that they made it a perk in order to, backtrack a little bit in terms of tactical movement, so people have to equip it, so not everyone's going to do it. I don't know if that's going to play well for the rest of them, but I guess it's a step in the right direction. But we'll just have to see when the open beta comes, just how much of a difference that's made, and in a real world scenario with real players, how that's actually going to affect everybody. So let's see.
Movement and jumps in the trailer. What does that mean for gameplay in Black Ops 7? So what you saw there specifically was our kinetic jump. That's specific to our co-op campaign. Those are not in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. What we do have in Black Ops 7 multiplayer is a refined Omni movement with the addition of wall jump. Is there wall?
Okay, so they're saying that wall jump we saw in the trailer is specifically to the co-op campaign, as they want to call it now, because it's no longer just a campaign that you play solo, unfortunately. So they gonna be just limiting that to just the campaign, which is interesting, because I don't know whether this is coming after the whole backlash they had over the movement system, on the back of, the praises that Battlefield 6 open beta got. I don't know if it's coming after that whole backlash they received, and if they're just making this change now, and if they had this jetpack movement included in the multiplayer before, and now they're just not going to include it because of this whole thing. I don't know if it's a backtrack or not. I don't know if it's always been that way, or if they're just doing it now just to please everybody. I'm not sure. But either way, we probably might never really know, because we haven't really had any beta testing before this. I don't know if they have. I haven't been part of it, so If I'm wrong, let me know. But it looks that way. I could be wrong.
Wall running in Black Ops 7. What about jetpacks? No wall running. We do have wall jump. I can run up to a wall and I can jump off of it. And there's no
wall running
jetpacks.
is part of it.
The technology isn't quite there yet in 2035, and that's where you are in Black Ops 7 multiplayer.
It's 10 years later.
Can I chain wall jumps?
Okay. So wall jumps is part of it. So that is still going to be part of the multiplayer, which is interesting. I'm not sure how people will utilize that.
Yes, you can. Right now we have it capped at 3 wall jumps.
3 wall jumps.
But to be a little more specific, on that second and third jump, you're going to lose a little bit of momentum. So that first one's going to be powerful, and then you'll lose a little bit of momentum on that second and third one. We want to make.
Do you know what that means? Do you understand what that really means? When they say capped at 3 wall jumps? Am I missing something? I know what a wall jump means, but I'm not sure. So I don't know how it's tactically going to be used in that scenario, in a multiplayer scenario. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see.
Sure that people honestly aren't ping-ponging around the maps. We do have some really cool opportunities built into our maps, some of which you'll play in the beta. All that said, we're looking forward to getting this out into beta, into your hands, and then hearing your feedback, and then we'll go from there. Our grappling hooks in multiplayer. Grappling hooks are not in Core 66 multiplayer. The team has been having a ton of fun with them in our co-op campaign, and we are exploring ways where they may show up in our 20v20 mode skirmish. All right.
Okay.
So no double jump.
So they're not going to be in 6v6 multiplayer modes like team deathmatch, domination, hardpoint, but they might be included in skirmish 20v20 with the big maps. I guess that makes sense. You have bigger maps, so it kind of makes sense to have it, I guess. We'll see.
In midair. No double jump.
Oh,
Shipment,
thank God.
question mark? Wrong
Double
studio.
jump in mid-air, like, honestly, I don't know, dude. I don't think that should be ever be a thing. No.
Wrong studio.
Shipment, wrong studio. Classic.
Some Black Ops 2 remasters that we've never had before. Yeah, you can. Okay, and that was it for me today, answering.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's at this point, if you're not gonna get some kind of BO2 remastered map in any Call of Duty Black Ops, any Call of Duty, you're gonna get some remastered maps. That's just at this point kind of a default thing. It's not something you should even be worried about. It's gonna happen, dude. It's gonna happen. You're always gonna get some remastered maps.
You can. Okay, and that was it for me today, answering some of your questions
I guess we're gonna have a 2035 version of Nuketown again.
on Black Ops 7 multiplayer. If you happen to like this,
No one ever
I'll do some
really
more.
seems to get sick of that map for some reason. Everyone just loves Nuketown, man. I think it's been pretty well received that they did this, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously there's still gonna be some people just shitting on Call of Duty, which is always gonna be the case. But I think it's good that they clarify some of the things that we should be expecting in Black Ops 7, which hasn't been super clear up until this point. So I think they did a good thing, which is amazing. Is it gonna make me play Black Ops 7 or Battlefield 6? Probably not. Obviously I'm gonna check out Black Ops 7 when it comes out because it's free on Game Pass. I'm not gonna have to pay anything, so I'm obviously gonna download it and just check it out, of course. But is it gonna be my primary FPS when it launches? No, because Battlefield 6 is gonna launch before that anyway, and I'll be super deep in that by the time BO7 comes.